Hello, Dietitian Boss. There's a lot of talk about recession proofing your private practice and how to best prepare for your business success given the current economy, which is a hot topic right now in business. And so I wrote an article that Forbes published about this exact topic titled Three Ways to Recession Proof Your Private Practice. So I wanted to break that down in today's conversation and help give you some ideas and topics to dive into. So, as you know, many experts are discussing the recession right now and what that means for businesses and consumers. And for professionals like dietitians who are operating a private practice, we might feel the pressure. How do we make decisions given the economy? And what are the next steps that we need to take? So, the first tip I give in the article is to go virtual. If you aren't already fully virtual or at least hybrid, meaning you're operating in some capacity virtually, that's an opportunity to cut costs because you can save money from office space and equipment, and the cost of staffing and paying for them in the office will hugely create some wiggle room when it comes to your budget. Also, it's really attractive, as you might know, for clients who don't necessarily want to drive to your office because they can do telehealth and they have an ability to get support remote, whether that's from taking a course or getting some type of support from a program that you're offering or coaching. And as you know, it's just less expensive than face to face. So if you're looking to cut costs, going remote is a great way to do so. And I've talked about that as a theme in this business, but I wanted to mention that again. And as you might know, you can reach a wider audience and gain clients who need help, who don't have the ability to travel to you, or who just don't know that you exist, but need the support that you offer with the transformation that you provide. The second tip would be to look at focusing on the customer lifetime value. Now, bear with me for a minute because I know that sounds a little sophisticated. And let's talk about what this means. You want your clients to come back again and again. You want to design a business where your clients are returning, and that you will provide them with exceptional service and great quality products, right? Whether that's your membership or your coaching or your course, you want your clients to come back, and it's up to you to create an experience where they want that. So when clients come back after time, they will spend more money per visit or per use of your product or service than somebody who's only been with you a couple times. So again, reoccurring customers and people who come back and or people who spend more in your business are going to help support your business financially as well. And that means that you can increase your revenue by focusing on retaining your customers and creating an experience that they want to repurchase down the line. So the more loyal customers that you have, the more money that they are going to spend over time. And also the more value that you can provide them with your product and or service. And you can increase this metric called the customer lifetime value by offering more than one service, right? By offering multiple options for them. For example, you can offer ongoing support systems. Perhaps it's a meal plan, recipes, support groups. You can offer different options like maybe a membership or a course or coaching, things like that, that they can do long term, or even you can offer a retreat, right? Those are really cool options that people that enjoy working with you would be able to purchase again and again. And then that's how you can keep people for years and years instead of for months and months. So you will stand out in your industry and create a more sustainable business if you're able to figure out a way and work on retaining your clients. And you can get creative with marketing because you're probably thinking, okay, that makes sense. I get it. I can create an experience where people have the ability to purchase my service multiple times. But then how do you get more people to know you exist is ultimately the question. And that's where social media can come into play in building a brand, and looking at using social media to develop relationships can also really help you support cutting costs, especially if you're looking into building organically and focusing on that over paid ads. Not that you can't leverage paid ads in the future, but if you really use paid ads as a tip of the iceberg where the foundation of your business is built organically, that's going to create a better ecosystem for your business. And that would include, of course, email marketing and other aspects too that we've continued to chat about on this podcast, and we'll continue to provide more education. And then again, creating an online course can be another option because people who can't afford your higher price services or people that like learning independently can purchase your course. And then the last tip, so again, as a recap, the first tip was to go virtual or hybrid if you don't have the ability to go fully remote. Second tip was to plan for the customer lifetime value and think about what can you do to create experiences, products and services that will help support people to want to purchase your product or service multiple times throughout years and years and not just months and months. And that's going to help you stand out, and that's going to help you become more profitable, and that's going to help you give them a better experience. So everybody wins. And then the third and final tip would be to plan ahead using a budget. And a budget is what's going to help you manage expenses and allocate your resources. And that way you can track how much money is coming in and coming out. And you can make business decisions accordingly by allowing you to estimate how much money you have at different times. And a budget is going to allow you to identify areas where excess spending takes place so that you can figure out what measures you need to take to keep things with checks and balances, right? So you can estimate your monthly and annual income and expenses and figure out what expenses you can eliminate, like an office if you're going virtual, and then look at upcoming life changes that might affect your ability to work, maybe if you're getting married or you're having a baby, things of that nature, and then work with those situations to keep in mind how that all of those life experiences will impact your budget and your planning. I hope that that helped. I hope that that was some inspiration for you to think about what you can focus on to support the recession and to look at recession proofing your private practice. Now, if you are listening and you haven't started and you're like, well, I don't have a budget because I don't have clients, then the first place to start would be to building relationships using social media and really identifying who you're serving, what transformation you're giving them, and then making sure you're showing your face so you can start building your brand and building relationships with people and then selling them into your product or your service.